Hi there, it's Tolisi the Rotate Investor speaking here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, guys, I just want to share with you my analysis, my opinion on Euro USD for the week that is coming from the 10th up to the 14th of May. All right. Previously, I did a video on this channel, which I was talking about the currencies and the account, the new account that I've just funded, and I'm trading this account. So last week I didn't have a lot of trades. I didn't have any trades, in fact, but I did something wrong, which was violating my rules. So with the previous video that I posted here in this channel, I was talking about the new account that I funded and also the loss here that I incurred after funding the account with the first trade that I took. But last week there was no opportunity. But what I did, I violated my rules. I was involved into a trade which I was not supposed to be involved in. But unfortunately, I realized that and I just closed the trade. But I was lucky that I closed it at a profit of 114. But overall, it was a bad trade. I was not supposed to be involved into that trade so far. But I was lucky that it was a winner, even though the amount was small. I had to close it. I didn't care whether it was still on profit going up. I just closed it because it was violating my rules. So far, in overall, I didn't have like any trade last week. So I'm looking forward to the new week from the 10th up to the 14th of May to look for opportunities following my system, my strategy, because my strategy is just simple. It's technical analysis and I trade breakouts with bull flag pattern where the market now goes up with candlestick and then it forms this tight consolidation sideways, and then I'll be looking forward to enter as soon as the market breaks this level here, and then I will be looking for entry opportunities there, and then my stop loss just below the tight consolidation. All right, so far actually it's doing well. I accept violation of the rules last week, which I hate, and I'm looking forward to improve and become a better trader. It's a very difficult game, a very difficult business which requires a lot of amount of discipline. All right, so this is the chart of Euro USD, and what I'm seeing here, it's looks like Euro is bullish, and it's been also supported by fundamentals, which I will show you later on. Let's start first with technicals. Let's just identify the structure first, areas that of interest actually, where we can identify supply and demand zones. All right, so far this is a trend line I just drawn here with the white line, which is quite good. Let me just zoom that a little bit so that you guys can see. So this is a trend line. When the market was going upward, you can see this line there, which is white. It acted as support because when we went up with this wave, we came back, we tested this line here, and then we bounced off that line. We went up again, and then we came back to that line again. Then it was tested again there, and then we went up again. But then this time it was never tested, it was violated. The price breached that line, the white line here. Now the price is coming back again to the same level there, to the same line, which is a trend line, which acted as support. Now there are two things that can happen here: is the price being rejected from this line and continue going downward, or this line, it will be violated again, and then the price will trade above it and then consolidate just here, coming back, retesting it, and continue going all the way. So now it's scenario one, violating that line. Scenario two, rejecting that line, going all the way downward on daily candlesticks. All right. So that will depend actually on the fundamentals, because it's going to be also influenced by fundamentals. There must be a catalyst for price to breach this trend line, which now it's supposed to act as a resistance and go upward. So then we need fundamental news for that to break above that and continue all the way upward. And also for the price to get rejected from this trend line here, we need fundamentals also that will act as a catalyst that will actually attract more sellers to push the price all the way downward once it hit that trend line there, which is a resistance currently now. All right, so these are the two scenarios that I'm looking forward to in the upcoming week from the 10th up to the 14th May. So there are two things that I will be actually checking. If the price really continues downward, it gets rejected from this trend line, or are we going to break above this trend line and then pull back with a tight consolidation and then going back up again? That's why I'll be looking for opportunities in both scenarios, scenario one and two. So far, this is what I'm seeing in terms of structure into this market. So now we'll go to the fundamentals just to check what is it that is it can actually help us in terms of the catalyst to break the trend line or to get rejected from the trend line and continue going downward. All right, you can see here this level, it's there's also another structure here which is horizontal uh, line, which is a level, which is a price level here where the price tend to struggle to break. You can see here we attempted to break it, but we failed. We pushed back, but finally it was broken, and then the price went down again, breached that level. We went up, we tested, go down, went back again, tested, down, and then now we're back. So which means in this zone there are two areas now. There are two structures here. We have a trend line which act as resistance. We also have a horizontal support which also act as a resistance. So this is an area of interest whereby I will be actually watching it closely, because now we have quite a very strong level of resistance around that zone, because it's a trend line and also a horizontal support structure. So but if we violate that and hold above it, I will be looking for a tight consolidation back, which will be testing the trend line, and then I'll be looking forward for a continuation. But there's also a possibility for it to be rejected and the price to push all the way downward. All right, so that's it for technical analysis. Let's take a look at the fundamental analysis and check what is the possible catalyst that can actually trigger one of these two scenarios. If you go to Hedgeopedia here, which is one of the good websites that you can use to check how the hedge funds are positioned on the dollar and also on the euro. So let's start first with the euro and see how are these guys positioned, the smart money, the big institution. All right, this is the euro here. It shows that currently net longs, there are 84.8 K, the current longs, and then from the previous report, this number, it went up by 3.9 K, which is good, meaning that now hedge funds, they are quite bullish on the euro. And then now let's quickly check the US dollar, how the hedge funds are positioned. So if you scroll down here, this is the US dollar index, which actually measures the strength of the dollar. So if you check here, the current net longs, they are only 2.1 K, which is far much less than what we saw up there, which was around 84.8 K on euro. And then now this number, it's been down by 691 from the previous report, meaning that now big institutions, they are quite bearish on the dollar. So now we can see that from the fundamental side, we have the first piece of fundamentals here in terms of these positions, which shows that there is more probability for this chart here to break on the upside, to break above this trend line, which acts as a resistance, and also to violate that level there, that horizontal support there, and hold above it and consolidate and continue upward in terms of the positioning of the hedge funds that we just saw from Hedgeopedia website. All right, so this is something that supports a break of that structure, which is a resistance, and hold above it with a tight consolidation. And also, if you go further and check the employment data, which was released last week on Friday on US, you can see that we had quite ugly numbers in terms of employment, whereby now we were expecting 990K, but the number that was reported, the NFP, non-farm employment change, it was only 266K. And then the unemployment rate, it was expected to be 5.8, a drop from 6%, but unfortunately it was up by 6.1%. So this is a quite ugly number for employment, meaning that now the Fed will be more dovish. They won't be looking forward at increasing any interest rates in future. So due to what? Consumer spending, there is no inflation. You can see the job numbers is quite doing bad. So there is no fear for increase in terms of inflation, even though the yield curve has been increasing, indicating that investors, they were factoring in the fact that interest rates, they could increase due to a rise in inflation. But now with this week job number report on Friday, I don't think that will happen soon, and hence we can see that even the big institutions, they are quite bearish, I mean, on the US dollar. All right, so with this data, it shows that there is a high probability of the price just consolidating above this near this resistance line, and then finally breaking it and pulling back and holding it up there, and then pushing it all the way down upward, I mean. So going to the upcoming week, I will be looking for all these two scenarios, but I will be more bias in terms of bullishness based on those fundamentals. And also I'll be also looking closely to the price action around this area here, to just look for opportunities and go long. Because if you look at the long term in terms of this chart, we're still in an uptrend because we went up, down, up, and then down, up, down. We did not break this level here with this pullback. So the uptrend is still intact in terms of the daily candlestick here, the daily time frame. So that's why I'm also bullish. So I'm more bullish on the euro, on this currency, but I'm also keeping in mind the two possible scenarios that could happen in terms of the short-term downtrend here with this leg, which is a pullback from this overall long-term uptrend. All right. So with that being said, guys, I hope you have learned something or have added value to your trading in terms of this analysis for the week that is coming. And if you like the content, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also don't forget to like the video, and then I will see you in the next video. Bye.